Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into Girls Frontline 2 Exilium, but not the long-winded lore dump. No, first, we are going for a fast, streamlined summary of each chapter, so you don't have to skip through hours of dialogue to understand what's going on. So sit tight, because I'm about to explain everything you need to know in the simplest way possible. Here is a summary of Chapter 1, Double Pendulum Simulation. In this game, you share the point of view of the commander, and you wake up to a hazy mist obscuring your view. You can't see anything, but you hear a voice of a man named Earl, asking someone why they want to leave their job at Griffin & Kruger. This was a security firm that the world unified under during World War III to stop the spread of disease that turned humans and animals into monsters. This company also made the tactical dolls, or T-dolls, that you use to fight in the game. Earl says that the Shattered Order is calling for restoration, and that they can unify this broken, war-turned world. Another woman speaks, this time with her name scribbled out, saying that she refuses to work for him anymore, and that she won't be used by him and the company. The man says that he won't make excuses for what happened in the past, but that she needs to get over things if the world is to be a better place, and calls her a coward. The woman says she's fine with being a coward, and makes her decision to stay in exile. They then share some weird metaphor, and this weird fever dream ends as Earl calls out your name. With this, you wake up on the floor to find party balloons, presents, and alcohol all over your home and transportation locomotive called the Elmo. You wake up with a really bad hangover. Here, you meet Groza, a T-doll who's made you some sobering tea. It seems like she knew you'd be wasted and prepped ahead. As you rise to your feet, Groza tells you that Maidling, one of the rare humans you encounter on your team, wrote down the recipe for her to make the sobering tea with, but the tea looks less than appealing to drink. Groza then says, I will be your sword and shield, and in return, you will tell me how my cooking tastes, reminding you of the promise the two of you made long ago. Groza tells you that the party was a welcoming party for the newest member, Krolik. She was a wanted T-doll until she decided to join your team, and in throwing this party, Mailing's collection of alcohol was completely cleaned out. You tell Groza that the Union of Rotarsters Nations Coalition, or the URNC for short, is accelerating their development plan lately. The URNC is an alliance of nations formed under the influence of the Promethean Rotarsters in 2064, after World War III. In other words, nations under this believe that mankind's survival can only be ensured by the establishment of a world government to promote global cooperation. It's kind of a lot like communism. Rotarsterism promotes the equal allocation of resources across the entirety of mankind, and the definition of clear leadership for each social class, as well as the piloting of society by automated systems. The development plan was a plan to make habitable zones for humans to live in, without worrying about the collapse fluid or collapse crystals, a harmful chemical that causes living things to fall ill to Eroski low-emission infectious disease, or ELID for short. This disease causes people to mutate, and is highly contagious through radiation exposure. Right now, you are 25 days into the mission of transporting the item designated Task 3115, and the trip is more expensive than you had originally thought to transport the item. Groza says your team will have to take on more missions to keep the Elmo running, but the situation should improve as you take in more T-dolls to help. While everyone is sleeping, the Elmo was set to autopilot along a set course. However, a collapse storm is now quickly approaching. When asked if this is an area that is prone to collapse storms, Groza says that the Bounty Hunter Rights Expansion Federation, or BRIEF for short, didn't include any warnings. After the URNC cracked down on private military companies in 2064, companies like Griffin & Kruger, they started the golden age of bounty hunting. BRIEF emerged as their top governing body in 2067. The Elmo is an old transportation unit that needs constant repairs now. To prevent any more wear and tear, you suggest taking refuge in the valley to aid against the storm as the Elmo undergoes engine repairs. You mention to Groza that now you are bounty hunters and need to take money and render a service to survive now. You and your team no longer work for Griffin & Kruger and need to make money on commission basis. Suddenly, an explosion hits as you reach the valley, and a group of hostile units called Varjaggers kill your T-dolls and take you hostage, along with your cargo. As you try to escape using your wit, the Varjaggers ask you how to open your cargo, a strange large box that needs a key to open it. Just as you're about to be shot in the head, Groza races in her car along with a T-Doll unit named Nemesis and rescue you. However, the Varjaggers still have your cargo. Groza tells you that Mei Ling was the only one able to survive the ambush and uploaded Groza and Nemesis' neural clouds into the remaining spare bodies before setting out. The goal now? Get the cargo back. Even though you guys are able to get the item back, a rock collides into the cargo, knocking Groza and destroying the outer layer of the box. Everyone is confused on what exactly is in this cargo. As the Varjagger units increase, it's easy to tell that you are outnumbered. It's going to take more time for Mei Ling to come pick you up. And on top of which, the car you are using now has a flat tire and can't keep going. Suddenly, Mei Ling calls you on the communicator. She tells you that the Varjaggers took and destroyed everything that the Elmo needs to function correctly, and she's working on the bare bones of the vehicle. However, she's sending drones to pick you and your team up as the two of you speak. You send Mei Ling the coordinates and she drops bombs onto the pursuing Varjaggers. A big battle persists, and the T-Dolls and yourself do your best to evade the attacking Varjaggers. As all hope seems to be lost, the cargo opens up, revealing a small girl with pink hair who destroys what would have been a fatal blow. With tired eyes, the child gets concealed back into the box again, and Groza fends off the last of the enemies before making a great escape away. Coming back into the Elmo, the place is wrecked. You and your team are able to get some kind of communication online, but besides that, the Elmo looks done for. You ask Mei Ling to put you on a call with Polonitsa. She's a famous member of the underground brokers in Eastern Europe. Polonitsa was a regular contact of yours during their bounty hunter days, and delivered supplies and a SST doll frame to replace Korlik's body. She also gave you a valuable clue about the strange origins of your latest contact. Since she couldn't procure some of the parts that you originally wanted, she offered compensation by giving you the T-Doll Kofin, who wanted to join Elmo and become a T-Doll as a fighter, not just as a nurse as she's programmed to. So, there you have it. A quick and simple summary of the first chapter, Double Pendulum Simulation. The game definitely has a lot of dialogue, and while it can feel like a lot at times, the story is truly rich with detail if you break it down. This is the perfect game for Girls Frontline fans who want to see where the story goes next, while still keeping up with the classic themes of AI, T-Dolls, and political intrigue. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more streamlined summaries and updates on Girls Frontline 2 Exilium. And hey, if you want me to dive deeper into any specific chapter or part of the story, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.